Good morning. This is John from the Springs Mennonite Church, and I'm here again today to talk to you about faith. Faith is a strange thing. It's hard to measure. Sometimes it's hard to find, but it's critical to being able to walk with God. Yesterday I talked to you about the definition of faith. It's seeing the things unseen and trusting God to hear our prayers. Today I want to share another passage from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 9, and beginning with verse 20. It's a story of a little boy who was taken over by demons. Mark 9, verse 20. When the evil spirit saw Jesus, it threw the child into a violent convulsion, and he fell to the ground, withering and foaming at the mouth. How long has this been happening? Jesus asked the boy's father. He replied, since he was a little boy. The spirit often throws him into the fire or into the water trying to kill him. Have mercy on us and help us if you can. What do you mean if I can't? Jesus asked. Anything is possible if a person believes. The father instantly cried out, I do believe, but help me overcome my unbelief. This is a sad story. A little boy, all of his life, a spirit has overtaken him and tried to kill him. He says sometimes, the dad says sometimes throws him in the fire, other times tries to drown him in water. I mean, the dad must be exhausted trying to keep track of his son because he cares about his son. We know that by what he says here. And he desperately wants to find help and healing for his son. Now, somehow or another, he's gotten word about Jesus. And in those days, there wasn't much technological communication possibilities, but word traveled. And evidently, in this particular time, this man and Jesus got together in the same place at the same time. And while this is there together, the kid is invaded by the spirit again. And it says that he had a violent convulsion and he fell to the ground, withering and foaming at the mouth. Now, perhaps you've never seen anything like this. I came close one time. Early in my ministry, I went to visit a psychiatric ward. Now, I'm not suggesting that people were possessed with spirits. I don't know. But I remember standing at the elevator, and this guy was sitting on the floor, clicking his fingers, clicking it almost like snapping your fingers, but clicking them, pounding his head on the floor, and hissing like a snake. That picture has never left my mind. And I really wanted to do something, but I didn't know what to do. And I knew in an institution like that, I could be in real trouble if I tried anything. I wish I had tried something. Uh, I, I don't know what I would have tried, but I wish I'd have tried something. Because that guy is doing something similar to this little boy. And so Jesus sees it, and he asks the father, how long has this been happening? The father says, well, since he was a little kid. And the guy says, please have mercy on me, on us, and do something. And Jesus says, what do you mean? Of course I can do something. Anything's possible with faith. Now let's stop right there a second. Anything is possible with faith. let's make it clear. You don't have to do something. You just have to have something. And what you have to have is faith. The definition was evidence of things unseen. Faith that God is God and God will do what God wants to do, what he knows is best. That's different than thinking that God has to do what I want him to do the moment I want him to do it. You and I are called to ask God to do things. We're not called to be the one who does them. He is. Very, very essential difference. And so the man says, the statement of the ages. He said, I believe. Help my unbelief. There's a dichotomy here at two ends of the spectrum of believing and unbelieving. Believing is easy when we see what we're asking for happening. Believing is easy when we can celebrate the results as we wanted them. The unbelief part comes when we don't see what it is we wanted. And the problem is, what we want may not be how God looks at it. And I've talked before, God sees things across the ages. We only see them right now. And when we're hurting, and we need relief. And we gotta have it really soon. We just don't know how to live with the pain. And I'm not going to tell you I got a magic pill to give to you. But I am going to tell you the way you live with it is in faith and trust with God. Now, I know those are simple words and they have immense consequences. And if you're one of those people right now who've been struggling with something and struggling for years and it's really, really ugly, it's hard to have faith. But I want to encourage you to keep having faith. This man tells us we can have faith and unfaith at the same time. It's okay. It's called being human. If you and I only knew exactly how God works, we wouldn't have this problem. But we don't. And that's called faith. Trusting in that which we don't see and evidence of God at work. So I hope today you'll think about your faith, or the next time something comes along to test your faith, your first response will be to turn to the Lord. That's what he wants. That's how we live. And I hope that's how you live. Well, think about it. You have a great day. If you have a need or a concern, let us know. We'll do whatever we can as fast as we can to help meet your need. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you again.